Life Beats. Life Beats with Sally Musa. Only on Pulse 95.
Today is World Cancer Day with a theme and campaign built to resonate, inspire, change and mobilize action long after the day has passed. It's a multi-year campaign and a chance to build global awareness and impact-driven action. Today, we are meeting Ashwaq Al Saieri. I'm going to get it right.
Yes, please.
Eventually. Al Saieri. Ashwaq Al Saieri. She is with us here from Saudi Arabia, but she's also based here in the UAE. Somebody who is a cancer survivor and co-founder of Omniyatee Charity in Saudi Arabia. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, Sally. How are you?
So great to have you with us, Ashwaq, on this day, on World Cancer Day. You have quite a story to share, and you know this is what we want to hear today. We want to inspire hope. We want to inspire action, and this is exactly what you did. So take us back. You were diagnosed, I think, with lymph cancer in your 20s.
It was non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and I was 22 or 21, 2006, so long time back.
That's incredible. You were 21 years of age.
Yeah, just graduated from uni, to be honest, at the same summer. So yeah.
You just graduated from university. And what did you notice at first that made you go to the doctor and think something's not right?
So lucky enough, I mean, they call it cancer because usually it doesn't show any symptoms, right? But I was lucky enough, unfortunate enough to actually have some symptoms. So I started fainting every time I laugh.
Wow.
So that was the first symptom. So every time I laugh so hard, I basically faint. And I don't faint like I drop, just a soft kind of faint. So
you just kind of felt yourself going.
Yes, and then I pass out for like a few seconds, and then I wake up. What's happening? So that was the first symptom, and then few days in, or after like a week or something, my face started to get puffy. As you know, the Lebanese bread. It's like it was so big, like
when
Lebanese,
it puffs up in the oven.
Exactly.
Wow.
And then I could not really breathe well, and that's where I actually went to the hospital.
And you thought,
exactly,
something's not right. Yeah,
100%. It took them about a week to basically get it right, or to understand what was it, because there was a lot of confusing markers, you know, the blood markers and everything that was not really conclusive. So after a week, basically, the doctor sat me down. And I was like, listen, we have good news and bad news. You have cancer, but it's 90% curable, yet 95% with a chance of you getting it back. So it's in between, right?
Wow. Wow.
So lucky enough, I started treatment right away.
What was your reaction at that point? Being so young and just having these symptoms, did it feel like they came out of nowhere?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I did not, you know, just one day I was sitting with a group of friends, and then they're sharing a funny story about someone else's mom in the hospital. And then I started just laughing and fainting. And then I thought, maybe it's just I'm stressed out, I'm tired, so let me rest. But it kept happening more than once.
And your reaction to the doctor when the doctor said that to you?
I was like, ha, you're laughing. Yeah.
You were just like,
I was like, are you sure?
In disbelief.
I was like, are you sure? Do your job again, and you do all the checkups again. But it was not. It was cancer.
Wow.
And then I started crying, of course.
Yeah,
a lot of crying.
Of course, first of all, you've got the denial.
Exactly.
And then it all sets in for you.
Yeah.
And so tell us about that. Tell us about, you know, what you did after that and how you handled it, both emotionally and physically.
So emotionally, at the beginning, it was the toughest period because I was just graduating from university. I had, you know, the word, I want to conquer the world, as they say. I want to do my PhD. I want to do a blah, blah, blah. I want to work.
It's that age.
Like, of course, like, I mean, I have full possibilities, all potential, right? But what happened is that it took me about some time. It hit me hard, right? Because in 2006, I'm not sure, guys, here what is the story, but where I come from, it was not something common. It was not something common. It was not something that you hear of. You hear of someone's friend had it, but not someone, you know, not me, not someone even in my circle.
Exactly.
So it was a lot to handle emotionally, to be honest. And it took me about, I remember very well, it took me about a week. I was moving from one couch to another. basically, you know, very depressed kind of a person. But then it hit you, and I don't know what was the turning point, to be honest, but it just hit me like this one day, that it's not the flu. It will not go away in 1 week or 2 weeks. It's actually stuck with me for about 10 years. So it's either I get on with it and handle it and carry it with me and move on with my life where I want to be actually, or just, you know, surrender to it and let it eat me alive, you know? So that was the turning point for me, basically.
That's amazing. And so tell us about how your life changed in that moment when you made that realization.
Oh, a lot of things. So actually, before I get cancer or get the news, I applied for a scholarship to do my master's. And then in the middle of all the treatments and everything, I got my, you know, back in the day, anyone who qualifies, their name gets into the newspaper.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's like, blah, 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 Ashwaq Al Saieri. And basically I got accepted at the scholarship from the government. And what happened is, I'm going to move on with my life. I'm going to take all the permissions needed or the approvals needed for me to do this master degree, yet continue my treatment and follow my life where I want to be. It's just something that I'm carrying on with me. It doesn't have to weigh me back or hold me, right? And that's it. So basically, I lived in London for 3 years, where I did a little bit of English course, and then I did my master's. And then I came back to Saudi in around 2009, 10. And then I started working, normal life, until I was declared 100% cancer-free in 2015.
Mabruk.
Thank you.
That's amazing. I want to ask you about the treatment. What was that like?
Treatment was very tough, to be honest, on the body and emotionally, to be honest. Because when it comes to physical symptoms, you get really worn out, right? And I always tell them. So what I did, let me just take you a little step back. So I did chemotherapy, around 10 sessions or 11 sessions. I did radiotherapy for about 3 months every day for 5 minutes. And then I did something called maintenance therapy. And then after maintenance therapy, I did another maintenance therapy session, which was every 3 months. It's like to make sure 100% that it does not reoccur again. So the toughest, I would say, was the chemotherapy. Why? Because, you know, I'm a female, so my hair was very important to me, to be honest. And then you start, you know, you don't know the disease. To be honest, I did not know anything about cancer. I did not know anything. And there was not a proper orientation, you know, what's going to happen to you. The doctor is very stiff. I mean, he's a doctor. He would just tell you, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. You need to move on.
They're very straightforward.
Exactly, which was good because they give you boof. They don't give you false, you know, I don't know how to say, but, you know, they don't give you false, you know, hopes or anything. They're just very direct. And I respect them for that. It's their job, and they need to, what is the right word? They need to make sure that, to align their patient expectations.
Right.
So with the chemotherapy, I started losing my hair. And that was the toughest bit for me, to be honest. There is this funny thing. At some point, I could not listen to anything that has hair in it or rumush or anything. I remember this Sabah song, "Inta khayif min rumushi." I could not even listen to this song.
Rumush meaning eyelashes.
Yes,
you
sorry,
couldn't
eyelashes.
even hear like
I know. I just started breaking, you know, tears.
Wow.
To this extent, it was very intense, to be honest. But again, there was a lot of funny stories. Because at some point I was staying at my friend's house, right? And then I took a shower, I came out, I sat in the lounge, like in the living area. I'm fine, I didn't do anything, right? And then one of my friends comes out, who finished the shampoo? And she looks at me. I was like, I don't have hairs, don't look at me. Not me. So, you know, it was a journey that made me, definitely made me stronger. And made me the person who I am today.
Incredible. It's an amazing journey. Well done to you for not only getting through it, but continuing that journey. It really does continue for you because now you've started your Omniyatee Charity as well. And so coming up after the break, I want to ask you about that, ask you about moving forward beyond cancer and then giving others hope as well. You're listening to Life Beats on Pulse 95.
Life Beats. Beats with Sally Musa, only on Pulse 95.
We are in conversation this morning with the incredible Ashwaq Al Saieri.
Bravo.
I got it right. Yes,
Yes.
I did. It's a beautiful, heavy name. It's not an easy name. Al Saieri. We got it right. Ashwaq Al Saieri. She is here sharing her story with getting cancer, with beating cancer. But one of the things that is not talked about so much, Ashwaq, is how friends and family react and kind of the challenges that are faced there as well. What was your experience like?
So my friends and family, to be honest, one of the things that I'm also grateful for, that I had an amazing support group. My family was 100% and very, very supportive, and all of my friends, all of them. And really, having that love and having that support group really push you forward, right? And help you to continue. And when you see them taking care of you, it's amazing. It's amazing. But sometimes it was suffocating. Because they care so much, they love you so much, they want to make sure that you are 100% fine. Sometimes it's enough to ask once, "How are you?" I don't need to be reminded that I'm sick, right? Because the more you ask, the more that there is something, right? And if I say I'm fine, then I'm fine. But sometimes it was not enough for them because they know that I'm suffering or I'm just a little bit tired. But as I said, they were very supportive. But at the same time, the more they used to push for an answer, the more it was difficult for me.
Yeah, it makes it more difficult for you. And that's the thing, because those of us who haven't been through it, who don't know somebody who's been through it, sometimes we try to overcompensate and we try to, a bit too hard, a bit too much. And like you said, for you, that makes it uncomfortable.
Yes, because it's a constant reminder. Because sometimes I just want to forget for a second that I have cancer. Just treat me normally. And sometimes they're just very, make sure that the AC and the right temperature. Make sure that, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. Make sure that, the ambience is like everything is good, right? But it makes me feel weird because normally if we go out or if we just gather in someone's house, it would not be this staged.
Right,
you know?
Exactly.
And then, there's this big elephant in the room that is no one is speaking about. But I was very transparent and I used to tell them, guys, I said I'm fine, just let me be. And if I am tired, I'll let you know. So let's say one of the things that I couldn't take, for example, that I could not smell food.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Due to one of the things that happened to me from the chemotherapy, that every time I have a strong smell, perfume or food, I get nausea. I want to vomit. I was like a pregnant lady.
It's like morning sickness.
Exactly. I get morning sickness every time I smell something very strong.
Wow.
So I used to share that with them in order for them to take care of whatever perfume they put, of whatever food. Let's say if they are serving dinner, then please put the food on the table, let the room breathe a little bit, and then call me in.
Yeah.
All these small things.
Yeah.
And then, it was a learning journey both for me and for them because it was new to everyone.
Exactly.
Right? So yeah, it was like this basically.
And now you've taken that experience of yours and you've turned it around to make sure that others who have cancer, who are going through these things, that they have something to look forward to as well. So tell us about what you decided to do there.
So basically, when a few years back, when I came back in 2010, I started to establish Omniyatee, which was with my sister, to be honest. And we started.
Omniyatee means my wish.
My wish, and it was, to be honest, we got the idea from Make-A-Wish Foundation. It was just for us something similar, very small, that we're trying to do good. And I went to the same hospital that I was diagnosed in at the beginning, where they have a big cancer department. And we teamed up with the social workers there, where when they have a case, they give us a call. We either talk to the parents, just to show them that I'm a living example. I had cancer. I survived it. I went, I continued my life. I continued my study. I'm working. And it was with cancer, it was not like without cancer. So life is still good. Just to give a little bit hope to the parents, and also to give hope to the patients themselves. Sometimes it was very difficult because they tell you that this is a lost hope or a lost case, unfortunately. But any hope, I guess, it's a good thing. And we just, case by case, the social workers would call us and we go visit. And then the best part is we do have on Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr. So basically the night of the Eid, so before the Eid, we go get a lot of gifts, money. Best thing about Eid is giving money or getting money from the other side. Of course. So it's a really exciting thing. So we get all of this. We organize a program, we get a clown or everything. And of course, we take notes of all the doctor's notes. I mean, that's nothing with dust, for example, because the kids, they are allergic or their immune system is very low, right? So we prepare something and we go celebrate Eid with the families, because families, they go celebrate the Eid with their sick kids in the hospital.
Of course.
So you find the whole family sitting in one room and they're trying to celebrate, and it was very depressing. So we started doing that, and we've been doing that since. We celebrate Eid with the kids and their families, and we try to just bring some joy to their hearts and to their Eid. It's something small, but I guess and I hope that whatever impact is really powerful, because giving hope, I guess it was the best thing that the doctor and the people around me gave me.
That's amazing. That is amazing, because I think we underestimate the little things like that and how important they are and what an impact they really can have. When somebody shows you that they care, somebody shows you joy in a time when you're not feeling well, you're not feeling your best, you're feeling sick, you're going through a lot. To have those moments of joy,
amazing, to be honest, because you're not giving only joy and happiness to the patient himself, but also to his family. Sometimes you have 7 people in one room, and their brothers or her brothers, they're sitting around in a hospital, and it's supposed to be Eid. So why not make everyone happy and just celebrate it, right?
I love it. We are going to be continuing the conversation with Ashwaq in just a moment.
Life Beats with Sally Musa, only on Pulse 95.
We are talking cancer on World Cancer Day, and we just heard from Dr. Ali Adami, a cancer surgeon from Harvard Medical School, and he is at various events this morning, but giving us some real insights into cancer. What is he seeing right now? What should we be doing about it? A great interview there with him, but also in the studio with us, Ashwaq Al Saieri. She is a cancer survivor, somebody who's incredibly strong and powerful and inspirational. But Ashwaq, it wasn't always that way. And that's something that's important to say, that, sometimes you do need that time and you do need to go through that journey.
Exactly, 100%. I mean, having gone through the lows made me really reach my highest potential, or made me really, move on, right? Because I took time to accept and deal with my feelings. We're all about these days about not being, about being positive all the time. But I don't believe in this. Yes, of course, you need to have a positive outlook. But if I am not feeling well today, if I am not feeling good today or now, I need to recognize this feeling and feel it, because it's part of life. We feel, right? So we feel it and then we move on. Of course, with the intention and with the understanding that you need to get out of it. But you need to give it its justice, give it its time. Some people, they just maybe get into it for so much, and those where we need to help them to see the other half of the glass, or to see the light, as they say, at the end of the tunnel. But I'm a big believer on dealing with your emotion. And yes, I was telling you earlier in the break, I had some days that I could not even go to my master classes. I mean,
you couldn't get out of bed.
I couldn't get out of bed because I was just very not feeling well.
Yeah.
You know, in my head, I was thinking that, oh God, I'm gonna die, and it just sometimes I could not get out of bed. And you know, it goes from day to night, and I'm just sitting in my bed doing nothing. But again, the second day you pick up yourself, or I picked up myself, and I went to class, and you know, I had an amazing people around me as well, whether they are my friends or my family or people who come and check up on me, and they just call me, right, to just make sure that I am doing what I should be doing. So yeah, I agree with you. I'm a big believer on taking your time, releasing that emotion, but of course not to get too much into it, because then it turns out into a depression.
You need to do it with the intention of just getting it out of your system and then moving on as well. Your thoughts on what Dr. Adami was talking about in terms of prevention. The interesting thing for you was that you couldn't have prevented the cancer that came to you.
I mean, exactly. Cancer doesn't have age or gender or color or anything, right? And I could not prevent it. I just had symptoms. I got those symptoms checked. Again, I always say I am one of the luckiest that I got my symptoms early on. Stage 2 was early, considered to be very early. Stage 1, 2, to be honest, now it's all vague for me. But I got it, you know, I got it early on. And I was lucky. And, you know, this, I guess, one of the listeners, her name is Layla, right? She's asked about
green tea.
The green tea. I was a big green tea drinker.
Wow.
All the time I used to drink green tea. It was part of my habits, part of my daily routine. You know, everything had, you know, it needed to have a green tea after. But it didn't prevent. Maybe it helped through, you know, my body was stronger, or it was not that, you know, I got out of it very, you know, not very easy, because it was not easy, but it helped me through my process, my treatment process, but it didn't prevent it. I agree 100% with Dr. Ali on this, to be honest, because yeah, maybe it's something that would help you make your body stronger, but it would not stop cancer, because it's cancer. It's basically, we all have those cells, but it's not active, and once it becomes active, then it turns into a cancer cell. And that's something could be triggered by anything. I'm no doctor, right? But this is my own kind of, it could be triggered by anything, by stress, by, I don't know what, by genetics. So I agree with him. Early checkups are very, very important.
Vital, yeah.
Whether for men or women. Again, there is no, I'm too young, I'm too healthy. I don't have cancer in my family, because I didn't have cancer history in my family. So
the important thing really is to listen to your body.
Exactly.
And get checked up. Like he said, sometimes there are no symptoms and you need to go for screenings anyway. Ashwaq, we're almost out of time. Your final words.
I would say cancer is a journey.
Yeah.
So take it with you, put it in your bag, and move on. Whether it's you, it's your loved one, it's your family, it's all... we are all in this, and it's even the family, they're all into this. So don't make it hold you or stop you. It's just part of your life for now, and then definitely you will lose that part, and you will survive it, and you will win this journey. You will win this battle.
Very powerful words. Ashwaq Al Saieri, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. By now, you've just perfected the name.
Never too late. Amazing journey. But we look forward to seeing what's next for you, what's going to be coming up from you, because I have a feeling it's going to be amazing. So thank you. But yes.
Can you guys all join us on the 8th of February, please, for the cancer walk in Zabil Park, Dubai. We will be honored to have you.
There's the cancer walk. Make sure you are part of it. Show your support wherever you can, whether it's at the cancer walk or any which way you can share your support. do it. It is just vital. Thank you so much for the reminder, Ashwaq. Coming up next on Life Beats, if you think that men can't get breast cancer, then think again. We're going to be hearing from a male breast cancer survivor and get all the details from a specialist medical oncologist, Dr. Pranay Gurday-Toweri. That's next.
Life Beats. Life Beats with Sally Musa. Only on Pulse 95.